Recently I've been to the arcade and I played a shooter game and I really liked it. The one thing I didn't like is that it also cost me a lot of money. Now there's a way to play arcade games at your home. It's called Teknoparrot, and Teknoparrot has been here for many years. So in 2019 we went as a team to the National Video Game Museum in Zoetermeer. And the owner Hassan told us that most of these arcade machines or arcade cabinets run on PC hardware. They run on older Dell Optiplex with a simple graphics card. So Teknoparrot isn't exactly an emulator. It does emulate something, and it emulates the encrypted input-output for running an arcade machine. See, where normal emulators emulate the complete process of emulating the game, the system, the engine, and the OS, Teknoparrot only emulates the front end. Each time you boot up a modern arcade cabinet, it checks out if the hardware is properly connected, if the steering wheel is connected, if the flight stick is properly connected, and most importantly, if the software that it's running is valid and if it's genuine. Some arcade cabinets also connect to a network setting to see if the software is genuine. So what Teknoparrot does, it bypasses all these security checks and lets you play arcade games with a simple joystick or even your keyboard. So the past couple of days I've been playing with Teknoparrot and I do love it, but there are some flaws that I don't really like about it. So here comes my raw opinion about what I do like about Teknoparrot and what I don't like about Teknoparrot. The thing I do like about Teknoparrot is that it makes it accessible to play arcade games from your home. You can play it on a low-spec computer. I run it on a i3 8300 CPU and a GT 1030, and it runs flawlessly, 60 frames per second. This video will be 30 frames per second, so it will not be as fluent as the output that I'm seeing. Teknoparrot gives you the chance to play games that are only released in Japan or in America. Now, how do you get the games? I am not going to tell you. If you know how a search engine works like Google, go for it. If you have the games available, you can load them up with Teknoparrot. Now, setting up Teknoparrot is a little fidgety. The user interface is pretty friendly, but setting up a joystick for the first time and expecting it to run properly, some games need you to require the X input or the D input. And some games, like a shooter game, need you to rely on a mouse. Once you've configured it all, it works properly and most of the time flawlessly. Games like Outrun 2 run perfectly and smooth. And some games work and sometimes they don't. A great example is Mario Kart DX. Sometimes it works, and when it works flawlessly, fluent, although this one is in French, and most of the time it doesn't work. Only a few games stuck out for me that I found really enjoyable, which was Do Not Fall. I really like that game. It has some great potential as an arcade game. Another game I did like was Maxstorm or Maxstorm, because it's basically the same as Ace Combat 7, which I really like. I think I'm the only person in the world that likes Ace Combat 7. So here's what I don't like about Teknoparrot. This might be a strange negative point, but if you play Teknoparrot games, you can clearly see that most of these arcade games are built around getting as much money from you as they can. Now, I've been seeing this in the arcade, of course, myself, but at home it's a different experience. You can see it right happening before your eyes. You can see where these checkpoints are and where the developers want you to spend more money. Now, the other thing about Teknoparrot that I don't like, and is pretty weird and negative point as well, is that it also shows that going to the arcade is actually more fun. It's great that Teknoparrot stretches to other people who don't have access to the arcade. But if you have access to the arcade, it's a whole different experience. Playing a game like Maxstorm or Mario Kart DX isn't the same as sitting in your chair. Add the fact that most games are set to free play, which you can disable, and games become less challenging. So to be honest, I have actually no negative points about Teknoparrot itself. It is the whole experience that Teknoparrot provides, which isn't the same for me as going to the arcade. I see Teknoparrot as a way to practice your skills at home. Practice them at home and be a boss at the arcade. So that's my opinion about Teknoparrot. If you liked this video and want to see more about arcade gaming, we made 5 character unlock videos, which centers around Dutch arcade vendors in the Netherlands. Go have a look at those videos. And if you like this content, do give it a like and subscribe to see more similar videos in the future. And thank you for watching.